Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabe. I welcome you to Arthropods. What are some examples of arthropods? We have the ants, flies, cockroaches, shrimps, crabs, spiders, scorpions are examples of arthropods. What are the classes into which phylum Arthropoda is divided? What are the three main ones and some of their representative species? The three main classes of arthropods are insects. We have the cockroach, ants, flies, bees, beetle, butterflies. Then we have the crustaceans, where we have the crabs, lobster, shrimps, barnacles, and arachnids, where we have the scorpions, spiders, and mites. Other classes are onchophorans, where we have the volvate worms, diplopods, we have the millipedes, and chilopods, we have the centipedes. What are the main morphological features of arthropods? Arthropods present three distinguishing features. They are metamelic beings, that is, segmented bodies. They have an exoskeleton made of chitin. They present articulated limbs. Concerning germ layers and the presence of Caldwell, how are arthropods characterized? Arthropods, triploblastic, they have three germ layers and columnate being. Considering the presence of segmentation, that is metameres, in their body, to which other already studied phylum are arthropods proximal? Considering their metamelic feature, arthropods are proximal to annelids that also have segmented bodies. In the embryonic development of some arthropod, there are fusions of metameres forming structures like, for example, cephalothorax of arachnids. What is the external rigid carapace of arthropods called? Of which substance is it made? Which type of organic molecules is that substance? The external carapace of arthropods is called exoskeleton. The arthropod exoskeleton is made of chitin, a nitrogenous containing polysaccharide. How do arthropods grow? Due to the presence of exoskeleton, the growth of arthropod is periodical. During the growth period, the animal loses the exoskeleton, grows, and develops a new exoskeleton. This process is named ecdysis or molting. How does the presence of exoskeleton explain the general small size of arthropods? Since they have exoskeleton, periodic ecdysis, the growth of arthropods is limited to avoid the animal becoming vulnerable to environmental harm. There are, however, some arthropod species with relatively large-sized individuals, like giant cockroaches, crabs, and spiders. How can features of arthropod exoskeleton explain the terrestrial adaptations of some species of the phylum? In the arthropod exoskeleton, there is a layer of wax which is impermeable. This feature was fundamental for primitive arthropods from the sea to survive on dry land without losing excessive water to the environment. What is the type of digestive system present in beings of phylum Arthropoda? Are these animals protostomes or deuterostomes? The digestive tube of arthropod is complete, containing the mouth and the anus. Arthropods are protostomes animals, that is, their embryonic development, the blastopore, originates the mouth. How is the extracorporeal digestion associated with predation in arachnids? Arachnids can inoculate poison to paralyze or kill their prey using structures called chelicerae. The prey is partially digested outside the body of the arachnid by digestive enzymes, inoculated together with the venom, or injected posteriorly. After the extracorporeal digestion, the food is ingested and gains the digestive tube of the predator, where the extracellular digestion continues. Which organs or respiratory adaptations do aquatic and terrestrial arthropod respectively represent? In Crustacea, a typical aquatic being, they are richly vascularized gills that make contact with water and permit gas exchange. The terrestrial insects, respiration is tracheal, and gases flow inside the small tubes that connect to the animal external surface and ramify to tissues, cells without participation of blood. In arachnids, beside the tracheal respiration, book lungs, or the thin folding resembling leaves in books, may also exist. In arthropods, why isn't gaseous exchange done through cutaneous diffusion? In arthropods, the impermeability of the exoskeleton makes the passage of gases difficult. In addition, the new methods of respiration present in arthropods were preserved by evolution because they were more efficient for those animals. What is the type of circulatory system present in arthropods? Do these animals have heart and respiratory pigments? In arthropod, the respiratory system is open, that is lacuna. Blood, also known as hemolymph, is pumped by the heart and it falls into the cavity, the lacuna, irrigating and draining tissues. All arthropods have a heart, as Crustacea and Arachnids have respiratory pigments. Insects do not have a respiratory pigments, since their blood does not carry gases. In them, gases reach tissue and cell through tracheal structures. What are respiratory pigments? What is the respiratory pigment present in some arthropods? Which is the analogous molecule in humans? Respiratory pigments are molecules able to carry oxygen and other respiratory gases present in circulatory fluids. In crustaceans and in arachnid, hemocyanin is the respiratory pigment. In human, the analogous pigment is hemoglobin. How is the respiratory system of insects, with its independence between circulation and respiration, related to the motor agility of some species of arthropod class? Even having low speed, low pressure, circulatory system, since it is a lacunar open circulatory system, insects perform extremely fast and exhaustive movements with their muscle fibers, like wing beating. This is possible because these animals' respiration is independent from the open circulation. Gas exchange is done with great speed and efficiency by the tracheal system and puts cells in direct contact with air. Muscles can then work fast and hard. How are the excretory systems of the three main arthropod classes constituted? In Crustacea, a pair of excretory organs called green glands exists. The green glands collect residues from the blood and other parts of the body. They are connected by ducts to the excretory pores located under the base of the antenna, and these pores release the excretion outside. In insects, small structures called Malpighian tubules gather wastes from the blood and throw them in the excretory ducts that opens in the intestine. In this animal, excretion are eliminated together with the feces. In arachnids, beside the Malpighian tubules, there are coxoglands located in the cephalothorax near the limbs that also participate in excretion. What are the noteworthy features of the nervous system of arthropods? In arthropods, the nervous system has more sophisticated sensory receptors with well-developed cephalization in anterior region of the body. There is fusion of ganglia forming a brain connected to the ventral ganglion chain having motor and sensory nerves. The boosted development of the sensory system of the arthropod provides a more adaptable possibilities for these animals to explore many different environments. What are compound eyes? Arthropods have compound eyes made of several vision units called ommatidia. Each ommatidia transmits visual information through the optic nerve to the brain, which interprets it and interprets the image. Because they are round and numerous, these ommatidia, whose internal surface points in different directions, creating independent images, cause arthropod eyes to have a large visual field. larger than the visual field of vertebrates. Some insects have one or more simple eyes beside their pair of compound eyes. How is arthropod reproduction characterized? Reproduction in being of arthropods is sexual, with a larval stage in some insects and crustacea. Arachnids present only dialect development. What are the types of fecundation that occur in arthropods? What is the predominant type? In arthropod, there are species that have external fecundation and other species have internal fecundation. Internal fecundation is the most predominant. How is fecundation done in insect? External or internal? Is there copulation between insects? Fecundation in insect is internal with copulation. How are the main classes of arthropod classified according to the presence of a larval stage with their embryonic development? In crustacean, there are species with dialect, others with indirect development. In insects, there are species without larval stage. They are called ametabolic insects. Others undergoing indirect development, beginning with the egg stage, followed by the nymph stage. Hemimetabolic stage insects. Others with indirect development, beginning with the larva stage, the holometabolic insects. The transformation of the larva into an adult individual is called metamorphosis. Hemimetabolic insects undergo incomplete metamorphosis, while holometabolic insects undergo complete metamorphosis. What are nymph and imago? Nymphs are larvae of hemimetabolic insects like grasshoppers. They are very similar to adult insects, although smaller. Holometabolic insects like butterflies, the larva makes a cocoon, chrysalis or pupa, where it lives until emerging into adult form. Imago is the name given to the adult form of insects with indirect development. Is the stage when an insect larva is within a cocoon a stage of total biological inactivity? The period when the larva is within its cocoon is the time of intense biological activity, since the larva is being transformed into adult animal. How are the three main arthropod classes characterized according to the presence of wings? Crustaceans, arachnids do not have wings. Most insects have wings. Most insects, they have wings, which is the other animal phylum that contains creatures with analogous organs. Beside the phylum Arthropoda, another animal phylum with the flying creatures is the chordate phylum. Birds, Chilopterans, mammals, bats have wings. In the past, some reptiles that possibly originated the apes had wings too. There are also amphibians, fishes that jump high, exploring aerial environment. How are the three main arthropod classes characterized according to the presence of antennae? Crustaceans have two pairs of antennae. Insects have one pair. Arachnids do not have antennae. How are the three main arthropod classes characterized according to the body division? Crustacean and arachnid, the head is fused with the thorax to form the cephalothorax. Their body is thus divided into cephalothorax and abdomen. For the insects, there are head, thorax, and abdomen. How are the three main arthropod classes characterized according to the number of limbs? Most crustaceans have 5 pairs of limbs. Insects have 3 pairs of, and arachnids present 4 pairs of limbs. Which arthropod class is the most diversified animal group of the planet? How can this evolutionary success be explained? The insects are animal group, the most diverse species. Almost 750,000 insect species are known. About 55% of the total already categorized species of living beings, compared with mammal with no more than 4,000 known species. It is calculated, however, that the number of unknown species of insect may be over 2 million. The insect population on the planet is estimated to be over 10 quintillions individuals. The great evolutionary success of insect is due to the factors such as small size and alimentary diversity, making possible exploration of numerous different eco niches. They have wings that provide more geographical spread. They have tracheal respiration that gave them the motor agility, high reproductive rates with production of great number of descendants. What are some examples of beings of phylum Arthropoda that presents high level of behavioral sophistication? Insects like some species of bees, wasps, ants, termites form societies that include hierarchy and job divisions among members. Spiders build sophisticated external structures. Webs mainly serve as traps for capturing prey. Another example of communication mechanism is in some bees known as bee dance, by which individuals signal to others information about the spatial position of the flower fields and nectar sources. Arthropods identity card. How are arthropods characterized according to the presence of bee morphology, type of symmetry, germ layers, coelom, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, and the types of reproduction? Examples of representing beings: cockroaches, flies, crabs, lobster, shrimps, spiders, scorpion, mites. Basic morphology: they are segmented bodies, that is metamelic, articulated limbs, chitinous exoskeleton, periodic ecdysis. Type of symmetry is bilateral. Germs layer and coelom, they are triboplastic, columate. Digestive system is complete in arachnids. Respiratory system is tracheal in insects, branchial in crustacea, tracheal and book lungs in arachnids. The circulatory system is open. We have hemocyanin in crustacean and arachnids. Excretory system is Malpighian tubules in insects, green glands in crustaceans, Malpighian tubes and coxal glands in arachnids. Nervous system is ganglion. Type of reproduction is sexual, with or without a larva stage in insects and crustaceans. Metamorphosis in some insects, no larval stage in arachnids. Thank you very much for participating in Arthropods. This has been a questions and answers to build your biological knowledge step by step. Please do like, share, and subscribe.